we are official, not for hire. Oh yes, good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, I am SendIt Steve, and today is about my 83 Ram truck. Bye F450, we won't be needing you much longer. It does literally turn like a school bus still. Freedom, baby. Just practicing some of the looks we're gonna get. All right guys, so today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna turn this off because it is kind of noisy, and frankly I feel like you guys are gonna get some road noise. So today we're gonna kind of go over this truck here and kind of explain why I purchased it, how much I purchased it for. Basically we're just gonna go over it and kind of, I'll show you a lot of the flaws that it has, and I'll show you a lot of the bonuses that it has. So right off the beginning, I'm gonna start with the interior here. The interior is actually in really good shape. I mean, you can tell it does have some trash down here and some goodies. The radio does not actually work, so I took the face off. Plus, it seems like every vehicle I buy nowadays, the radio actually kills the battery overnight. So we're gonna have to figure out a radio situation. Although, I do love the way that this 454 big block does purr. So maybe we'll just listen to the old engine. So maybe we won't actually get a radio in for this thing, but I do want to say I am absolutely super thankful that I did this purchase. A lot of you guys might not have understood it, and might not understand why I want to sell the F450, and it's just sort of one of those things where this just made sense. Nobody that I know has one. I kind of like the truck. I've always wanted a square body. I've got enough seating for my 3 daughters and myself, and I can actually have 2 more passengers. So I mean, this thing just all around made perfect sense. Is it the best thing? Is it the prettiest? Is it the smoothest? Actually, it's a lot smoother than the F450. The F450 rides like a brick shit house, guys. I know a bunch of people love that truck, and I love it too. It looks badass. It's definitely a cool truck, but I just wanted a change. Now, I'm not saying, the F450 is going to be gone tomorrow or anything like that. Now, I do have it listed for sale, so anybody that sees it on here, I would take 15 grand for that truck, not a penny less. It's an 08. It does have 290,000 miles, but as you guys see, it runs and drives absolutely perfect and flawless. So there's my sales plug for that. If you're interested, send me an email at tazfree13@aol.com. That's right, AOL.com is still my plug. So we'll go into some of the details here in the interior. So as you can tell, it is actually equipped with an air ride system. So you flip this switch here, you can hear the pump kick on there, and it'll actually slowly start working, and it will lift the rear end of this truck. Now, it's not an air ride that is on the front of the truck. It's simply just designed for the front of the truck, or the rear of the truck, to kind of take some weight off of the springs back there. So we have that. Definitely a cool piece, definitely a cool feature, and I'm actually really glad that it's on there. Right here, you actually have a left fuel cell and a right fuel cell. You'll see that later on in the video when we go outside. I do believe that the left fuel cell does not work very well, so we always use the right. The right side actually shows fuel. The left side does not show any fuel, and it spits and sputters when it's on the left side. So I don't mind it being on the left side when you fire it up, but you can't drive it like that because it spits and sputters. That's basically it inside the dash here. We do have a brake control module here because we are planning on towing a trailer with this, so this actually does work. Don't know if you've seen my Instagram post, but I actually put up a picture on Instagram. We had the trailer hooked up. All the lights and everything that work on the truck actually work on there. But I feel like we have some turn signals. We'll go ahead and go into the outside of the truck here. I do know that none of the taillights work in this thing, which it is what it is. I'm not too upset with it. Some of the lights down around here don't work. We'll get all that squared away. All the cab lights do work. On here, we do have a headlight out on this side. that headlight actually works. Oh my goodness, we have turn signal today. And they're actually both working properly. Around the back of the truck, there is absolutely no lights that work in the back of the truck except for 3 little clearance lights. And well, I'll show you that in a second. But I'm sort of excited. Turn signal, obviously you can see both of them are working. So we got to get headlights for this thing right out of the way. I love this grill. I think we're going to update the grill. The mirrors I'm not a big fan of. We're going to have to definitely get some mirrors for it here. Coming back to the back of the truck, let's see what we got back here working today. And nothing. It's just those 3 lights right there in the center that you can see. Un, dos, tres. They actually work. None of the other lights on the rear of this thing work. Now let me go ahead and get the Avalanche unloaded off of this. Now, one of the cool features that I ended up really that sold me on this is the ramps are actually equipped with the truck. So there's a little lever here, you pull it, and then the ramp goes and slides the whole way out. Now with my car trailer that's right here, I actually have to take the ramps out and put them in the bed of the truck. So that is a huge hassle. It's kind of a pain. They're kind of heavy, but these things, they're gonna do great. They literally slide in and out. There's no extra wear, no extra whatever the word is I'm looking for. These are a little hard to get out, and I actually don't really need it because you know this thing's lifted. But I'm just sort of showing you guys the ramps and everything are here. They do work. Now the first thing you see right here is that beautiful 454 badge. Then you go ahead and pop the bonnet here, and you can tell by the massive size of those valve covers that this thing is for sure a big block engine. You can also tell by my intro, this thing has plenty of power. So moving on to some other things that are going on in here, I want to talk about one thing, which is it has dual batteries. Here's a battery, then there's a battery over here. Now this battery actually runs the winch. I'm sure you guys can tell by now that this is a ramp truck, and it actually does have a winch on the back. However, that winch is probably older than most of you guys that are viewing this, so it actually does not work. Now the guy told me it did work. I'm not too upset about it. It does suck. That was the same thing he never told me about the fuel cell not working on the left side versus the right side. I just happened to pull up to the fuel cell or fuel gas station and put fuel in here. So this side does not actually work. You got to use the other side, but it is what it is. So a winch we're going to have to get replaced. I do actually have a winch that I keep on my trailer. We might move it to here because, as you do know, we're going to be using this more so than probably the trailer. The trailer is only going to get used when we do our long travels. That's right, our long travels. I do plan on driving this thing, and a bunch of people said, hey, get rid of the 454, put an LS in it, put a 12 valve Cummins, but I do believe we are actually going to keep that 454 in there. It's just a super reliable engine. It might not get the best fuel economy or anything, but I think I want to keep it in there as long as possible, excuse me. So I'm actually excited about this truck. It actually has some very good features in it. Tires we are going to have to go ahead and replace. I'm not sure how well you can see them, but they are actually starting to get a little dry rotted. You can definitely tell in the treads here, so we're gonna have to start thinking about tires for this thing. Wheels, I'm not too upset about them. As you do know, I do have the polished Alcoas on there. Maybe we'll give our boys a call and see if we can't get these things polished out, maybe get some new center caps. I'm not really sure. I think I like this look. I think I might keep some of the chrome on here, but I also wanted to talk about, I do have something absolutely killer planned for the exterior of the cab of this truck. So hood's gonna get something, sides are gonna get something. I'm excited about it. The bed we're gonna do will probably keep the bottom half here black, and then up top here I think we're gonna do like an orange rhino lining. I think that would be pretty cool. Still stick with my theme, and then the front will just be American as all get out. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be a future video. Might not be anytime soon because this truck runs and drives right now, so I'm just gonna enjoy the truck the way it is. I don't really, I guess, need it for anything right now. I don't have anything planned. Maybe pick the Corvette up. Maybe we'll take the Civic off of the trailer here, put it on here, and take the Civic over to the garage. I'm not really sure. I don't really need the truck right now, but it was definitely too good of a deal to pass up. Now let's actually talk about some of the things that don't work on the thing and what we really need to fix before things get too out of control with it. The fuel tank, like you do know on the other side, does not work. This side actually does work, so we're good on that. None of the compartments under here actually have any compartments left in them. They are just completely rotted out. As you can tell, they're actually in really really bad shape, but the rest of the truck is actually kind of solid. I know a bunch of people seeing some of the things that you could see that are wrong with the truck, but it's actually pretty solid for the most part. Like, yes, it does have a little bit of rocker damage there, but the rest of the rockers and everything are in really good shape. And of course, you guys know, it being an 80s frame, there is absolutely no rust on the frame of this truck. It is freaking rust free virtually, short of a little bit of rockers. Not a bad thing though. I'm not upset about that. You can tell somebody put some silly tape over it just to get it through inspection, but it's just a little bit of a rocker rust, guys. It's nothing crazy. It does have a little bit when you come up here to like the window area. That is what it is. I'll talk to my buddy Danny down at Slow Restoration, see what we can do about this. Maybe we won't even do anything about it. I don't know. If we get a wrap for it, it'll cover most of that up anyway, so we won't get any water damage. So I don't know. I gotta talk to Danny about the rust up here. It does kind of travel back here onto, I'll open the door here, it'll be a little easier. It does kind of travel onto like the pillar here, but I mean, it's not terrible. You guys got to understand, this truck is what, 35 years old? So no, older than that, because it's older than me. So it's 37 years old. I can't really be upset about it. It's in actually really good shape. Doors all open, closed, great. They all have that American steel sound, which I love. It brings back great memories. I do want to figure out what we're going to do for mirrors on this thing though, because I don't really necessarily like the mirror section for this. They're actually really hard to look out of, especially when you're backing up. As you do know, I did have the avalanche on top of here, so it's definitely hard to back up, especially when you have something big on the back. So we're gonna have to figure out like a mirror situation and go from there. All right, so we know we're gonna have to do some kind of work with the storage bins here. Same with this side here. This is actually probably an easier one to open. Not that I really want to open it, but I will open it just so you guys can get an idea. It's just kind of the bottom frame, which anybody that knows anything about like tool boxes like these, it happens. I mean, the rest of the truck, as you see, doesn't really have much rust on it, but for some reason the moisture gets in these things and it just tears them down, which easy fix. It's not crazy. We can actually go ahead and just redo the frame and everything. These doors you can find just about anywhere. You just get them to the size that we need, and we'll go ahead and just cut down around the bottom, weld new metal to it, and we'll be good to go on this. So I'm excited about this because it's actually going to be nice to have basically all my things that I need in here, and they won't actually be out and about like in my truck. My F450, the bed of the truck is absolutely ratchet straps, it's bungee, like anything and everything you need, like jumper cables, all that stuff is going to be nice to actually keep in a storage bin like this. You can tell going up around here, the frame is actually in super good shape. Even up through here, it's in really good shape. Not really sure what that is, but I'm not gonna play with it too much. Maybe it has something to do with a winch. I don't really know. He didn't really tell me. And run. Oh, it says run. Maybe that's the fuel pump for this side. I don't know, but we're gonna definitely get these replaced. Probably will never open again, but that's okay. It's at least closed now. But this thing is actually in really good shape, short of some of the little bit of rust things that you see. Moving on to the back here, as you tell by when I took the avalanche off, the ramps are super easy. It just slide this over, ramp slide out. They won't come out the whole way, which is awesome because you can't lose a ramp at that point. Same with that side. I love how the brake lights are actually covered also, but we're gonna have to redo that. As you do know, we do have some trailer light issues, and or sorry, not trailer light, but brake light issues. I'm going to assume that it is because these wires hang pretty low to the ground, but again, it is what it is. There's some bare wires there. We're going to go ahead and get it all replaced. It's all going to get addressed. And oh yeah, there's probably why none of our brake lights work. That is 100% why our brake lights don't work, but that's okay. Color coordinated, we'll be able to go ahead and make these where we need to make them, and this thing's going to be absolutely fantastic. So there you guys have it. This is my 1983 3+3 GMC Sierra Classic 3500 ramp truck. I absolutely love this thing. I'm excited to, you know, own this thing. There is some things we're going to do to it. As you can tell, we didn't buy it just for, you know, shits and giggles. We actually bought this thing to use it. I love it. I actually am super excited to have this thing. I've been looking for a square body. I don't want to say this is the perfect square body, but this is definitely the perfect square body tow truck, ramp truck, whatever you want to call it for me. But there you guys have it. If you like the content, please smash that like button. Please subscribe. And I'm excited for future content on this thing. I know I've already ended this video, but I was kind of messing around with a little bit of wrap ideas and a little bit of wrap that I have, and I for some reason am really liking this color. So after this video or sometime during this video, please go down and comment, do we keep going with the blue to kind of match the Bruce here, or do we actually stop and get a different color for this thing? I definitely want you guys' input on this as to you know, I want to change this thing up. I don't want it to look as, you know, I don't like the primer look. It's not really a good color for me, but I definitely want to know what color combos you guys like to see. The bed back here will always stay black. I don't want to change that. I think black is just a good color back here. The only other thing I might do on the top deck is make it orange. So let me know what the color for the front of this thing is. I do have a little bit of a design that I want to do. I think it has to say American themed, and I want you guys' input. So definitely drop a comment down below. What color do you want? Should I keep going in the blue, or should I wait?